Let's mute this. Change the name of the stream. Let's see. Part 2 is middle rounds. All right. Yeah, that's me. Let's see. The chat should be there. Let's do a test. No. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Yeah, it looks good. Maybe I'll make the board a little bigger. It's good to do stuff before we actually start, because there's nobody here because of the notification. See, how does that look? That looks better. Yeah, it's marginally better. Actually, is it cutting off? I mean, it sort of is, but who cares? Yeah, okay, so that doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm here. Nobody's here yet. If you're not here, raise your hand. Yeah, okay. So this is Thursday night, 7-Eleven. Today is my ex-stepdaughter, a.k.a. Spencer's half-sister from my first marriage. Her birthday. Krista's 40. Bam! So Spencer has two half-sisters. One's 40 and one's 17. And one of them he shares a mother with. That's the 40-year-old. And one of them he shares a father with, me. That's the 17-year-old. So there you go. And the 40-year-old is her birthday today, 7-11. That's lucky. And she lives in Brooklyn. And I might visit her next week because I'll be in New York for a few days teaching at the chess camp. We have our own chess camp here. It's our third chess camp of the summer. And we have 5 chess camps total. The kids range in rating from unrated to, well, other than Archer, 1,200. If you Archer, then 1,600. Anyway. Yeah. So one thing I wanted to tell you guys, I'm refreshing the stream so I can see how many viewers there actually are. Ooh, 26. A lot of you have complained, and rightfully so, that there's a lot of commercials now. Thanks, Trying to Learn. That's because we want people to subscribe. So I used to have 1,200 subscribers, and now I have maybe 300. So I want to get back to 1,200. So the way to make you subscribe, other than to go to your house and beat you up, which didn't work for most of you, is to show you so many commercials you'd rather just subscribe. And if you don't subscribe, I'm probably making an extra $500 a month by putting all these commercials there. So either I'm going to make more money because of ads, or you're going to subscribe. So you really should subscribe because the commercials are annoying. I know annoying. I've been married 3 times. So, yeah. Now, this stream, I'm going to talk about rounds 3 and 4, possibly 5. We'll see how much time we have. From the World Open, which concluded last week. And when I say rounds 3 and 4, I mean my rounds 3 and 4, not somebody else's. Let's see. True Smug subscribed. Good idea. You forgot to resub. No. Terrible. So try to see if everything looks good. It looks good to me. Oh. So I see the people that I follow, the Chess Bras and Naroditsky, Chess Coach, and Japanese Tutor are all streaming now, of the people that I follow. I'm sure a lot more people are streaming. Those are just the ones that I follow. I'm in 3rd place right now. How old is Archer? He's 10. So anyway, oh yeah, D4 is terrible. Let's take that back. Never going back. There we go. See, I didn't play D4. Karen was supposed to come on stream at some point, but Twitch says that Karen's not allowed to come on stream. And I said, no, I meant sit next to me. And she said, oh, okay, she can do that. But Karen decided to take a nap instead. So she said she might come later, but she's not coming later. Yeah, a nap means she's going to sleep forever. Where have I been? Well, I was streaming here about 2 days ago. You missed that? I'm on my 3rd. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, where have I been? I mean, if you don't watch my stream, then you're not watching my stream, and you're not following me in chess, World Open. I mean, where have you been? Come on. If you don't know where I've been, that's because you're not paying attention. I always explain where I've been. Exactly. All right, we have 100 people watching. That's pretty good. Allison TL subscribed. Hooray. And they love me. Awesome. Somebody has to love me. Oh, it's so hot. I wonder if they turned the air off on this side. Or it's just hot. Or it's not hot, but I'm hot. It's funny, in Afterlife, Ricky Gervais is like, whoa, why are you dating him? And she's giving some reasons. It's sort of hot. What do you mean? He's hot. What do you mean he's hot? You know, like when we're laying together, he's really warm. Oh, okay. They subscribe Enoch Wisdom. Oh my God, the late resubbed work. Correct. That's right. No, Karen's definitely not hot. She's cold and I'm hot. Okay, we're like Katy Perry up in this bitch. So, am I going to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Probably. Oh, some air just hit me. So I guess the air is on, but it just hit me. Hit me. 911 is a joke. I dialed 911 a long time ago. They only come and they come when they wanna. Or in Russian, Dvieta Dina Dina is a joke. Probably is a joke as in Russian, but what do I know? 6 minutes, 27 seconds. That's about the longest uptime I've ever had, if you know what I mean. Okay, so round 3, I was on board 3 against Ilya Nizhnik. And this was an unfortunate game because I played pretty well and I was winning. And then I got in time trouble. And then I got in time trouble again. And the second time trouble killed me. The first time trouble ruined most of my advantage. The second time trouble caused me to lose. Yeah. Well, he said please. It's true. Suka blat. Blat. I can't say suka blat. I'll get in trouble. No swearing on the stream. Okay. Never knew how to spell suka blat. Okay. So, yeah. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Face left. Yeah, I don't know why they put the knights like that. Most of my opponents put the knights like this, but I like them like this. I don't know. Move faster. Yeah. Probably should have. All right. We'll give people time to show up while I tell more jokes. 2 bends in 1 week. That's what she said. I'll probably stream tomorrow night and then possibly Saturday night. And then I'll be in New York for the next 5 days. I am pretty old. Yeah, that's true. Go Moobot. Tell them to support my content or something. How'd you do at the World Open? Well, I had 4 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. And then I withdrew because I figured 7 games was enough. I gained like 6 rating points, USCF. Maybe like 3 FIDE. I did okay. Considering I was the oldest person in my chair. Do you already know who the kids are at the camp? Yes, I was sent a list. They're all rated 2,000 to 2,300, and they're between 9 and 13 years old, I believe. Well, this tournament's in Philadelphia. I'm going to New York for a chess camp that I'm teaching, the U.S. Chess School and the Marshall Chess Club. Magnus is doing awesome. No longer great player of the past. Correct. But still great player of the past. Solid. Let's see. Terrible remark from Allison after saying that they loved me. Terrible. All right. Well, I guess nobody else is coming. So let's start. Am I going to beat the Marshall on Sunday or not until Monday? That's not clear. I might go visit my ex-stepdaughter Sunday, or I might not. If I don't, I'll go to the Marshall. There's no chess there. I'll just hang out there before I get to go to my Airbnb. So if I am at the Marshall, it's coincidental on Sunday. I'm teaching on Monday. Sunday is I land in New York, so I might go to the Marshall. Let's see. How do you like your chicken meat? Very good. Are you ever going to answer my question? Let's see. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll ban you. How's that? All right. Can you beat Magnus once out of 100 games? No, I'd beat him much, much more. Maybe like 40. Are you going to play in the U.S. Senior Championship next year? I'll probably play if they invite me. It's probably less than 50%. I'll be high rated enough. It's probably about 40%. But if they invite me, I'll probably play. The prizes are good, assuming they have it again. Who's your favorite Magnus impersonator? Probably Magnus. Who won the World Open? Gotta ask me for that. That would be Le Quang Lim and Jeffrey Shang. Matt Damon's the best. Twitch app is terrible. Frankly, terrible. Yeah. All right. It's hard to read all the chat. So anyway, let's look at my game with Nizhnik. It was a King's Indian. And here he played knight a6, which I don't face very often. I've probably had this position once or twice. So I think bishop e3 is the most common move. I don't like to play the most common move because then my opponent knows that. I played rook e1. He didn't seem super familiar with that. The idea is to play bishop f1 and defend your e-pawn this way. And he played queen e8 after long thought. And I played bishop f1. And I know in the knight a6 lines of the King's Indian, you often want to play rook b1 because when you play b4, it sort of kills the knight. And then you don't want your rook on a1. And so rook b1 sort of kills two birds. That's probably why I lost this game, because I probably shouldn't kill two birds if I'm a vegan. Oh well. So I played rook b1, and again, he thought a long time. Now, it turns out, in a coinky-dink, this is the game Magnus Carlsen, and I think he was playing Luke McShane. Although Luke McShane was like killing it. He was one of my favorite players about 8 years ago. Then things didn't go well, so I started calling him Luke McShame. And in that game, for reasons I don't understand, Magnus pretty quickly played bishop e2, which I don't understand that move. So Magnus won a very long, complicated game a few years ago against McShane. Obviously, I didn't know that game. And I played d5 because there's some pressure on d4 now. So time to play d5. And he blocked it up on the bubble up with c5. So the center's blocked, and he'd like to mate me on the king's side, although I think my queen side plays quicker. So obviously I want to play b4. That's why I played rook b1. So I played a3. And b4. Played rook f8, which really surprised me. I've never seen a King's Indian where black puts both of his rooks over here. So I was sort of shocked. Okay, I wanted his bishop, and he said no. And I played bishop e3. Seems reasonable. And now I'm threatening his b-pawn because it's not defended. So if I take on c5 and he takes with the knight, I can take his knight and then take on b7. That's why I play bishop e3. So he played b6, so I obviously can't take on b7. Trying to Learn has gifted 6 subs. Go Trying to Learn. You're the best. Go subscription. Yeah, there should be a minute of ads like every 5 seconds. So I think you should subscribe. Yeah. Go Trying to Learn. Giving away those subs. He's given it away like a Georgia State co-ed. Do I remember the game from memory? No, I lost this game, so it's somewhere in the back. Okay. All right, so I played knight to d2. Several reasons to play knight to d2. One is to play knight b3. One is to defend my center a little better. Yeah. And one is to defend my c-pawn some more, which I guess I already said. My f-pawn can move if I want to, which I don't. Knight on f3 is not really doing anything. Then, if somehow he plays knight h5 and f5, and I take it, he takes with the pawn, then his knight's hanging, so he can't take with the pawn. So I get a lot of advantages with knight to d2. Okay, he played king h8. Now, the obvious reason to play king h8, and I don't agree with his reasoning, is he wants to trade dark squared bishops. And the reason is all of his pawns are on dark squares. And all of my center pawns are on white squares. So this bishop is sort of blocked, and this bishop is not. So he wants to play knight g8, bishop h6. All right, fine. So I tried to play on the queen side, and I did. Everything happened like I said it would. And I played a4. Now, the reason I played rook b3, queen b1 is so that if he plays a5 to block it up, the queen side, and I take on Poussin, I'm attacking his b pawn twice. I don't want him to play a5. I want to play a5. So before I play b5, a4, I want to make sure he can't play b5. I'm sorry, a5, because then I would take on Poussin and take his b pawn. Okay, so I played on the queen side, and he played on the king side, and everybody was happy. But mainly I was happy because my queen side play is good and his king side play is not. So now I played knight e2 because I want to open this diagonal for my queen. And I want to play f4 at some point. And then my rook's on his queen and my queen's on his king. And my rooks are connected, defending each other. Okay, he played rook e8. I pinned his bishop. He unpinned. I tripled up on the bubble up. Alekhine's gun. I got the A file. Bishop c8. And rook a7. So the engine says I'm winning. I have a big advantage. I have the A file. I have more space. Black has no counterplay. My king is pretty safe. But it's move 30 and I was getting into time trouble. So, yeah. So I didn't play the best. G3 is okay. I want to play h4 and bishop h3 and put pressure here. Played f5, obviously. Always play e takes f5 and f4. So I'm blocking his f pawn, and I want my queen to be on this diagonal. Play knight f3. All right. So the computer says I'm winning. h6 is a bit iffy. King h7 is probably not the best move. And the engine wants me to take on e5 before I play bishop g2. Bishop g2 is okay. Okay, rook f7. Yeah, fe5 is good. Yeah. And here I blundered. And by blundered, I went from winning to like better because I miscalculated. So I have a passed d pawn. I have the 7th and 8th rank. I have the A file. It's got hanging pawns. My king is safe. His pieces are all in the 1st and 2nd rank. So the engine says I'm winning. I'm winning strategically. And the engine wants me to play knight h4. Doesn't do a whole lot, but it's okay. Put pressure on his f pawn. Open my bishop up. And here I miscalculated because I probably had about 3 minutes left to get to move 40. This is move 37. Yeah. And I thought I was winning too easily because my game is so good. 999. Are you as winning as Charlie Sheen? Thanks, Linder18. Not about as winning as Trump. Winning, yeah. Yeah, me and Charlie Sheen and Trump, and pray for rain. Yeah. So that's unfortunate. Always play bishop f1. Time control's 40 into game in 30 with a delay 10 throughout. So here I made a mistake. Knight h4 is easily the best move. But I played rook takes d7. And he has to take with the rook. And knight takes e5. And I did not see rook c7 when I played rook takes d7. Isn't good. I should see rook c7. Rook b7 is okay too, but okay. Well, I still have an advantage because his game sucks. I've passed d pawn. His rooks are no good. My pieces are great. Still better for me. And we made the time control. And he thought a long time here and played rook g8. And I think, yeah, king h2 is fine. Yeah, here I made a very bad move. I should play knight h5. And that like kills his knight. His knight can't go anywhere, and he stops rook g7. So knight h5 is just a great move. And I didn't even look at knight g6 or knight h5. I didn't even look at it. It never even occurred to me. But it's an excellent move. So yeah, my knight's good on h5. And the computer says I'm like +1. I played rook a7 after long thought. Queen d7 is a good move. Then I changed my mind. I played rook a3, which is okay. Yeah. And then I played knight e6, which is fine. And takes back. And this is, again, probably better for white. And this is move 45, and I had about 2 minutes left. So I used almost all of my time for the first 5 moves. So this is an equal position according to all the engines. Basically, neither one of us can do much. We just sort of chill. And instead, I played terrible knight d8. And then I was like, well, that's terrible, so I went back. And this is still a draw. Bishop f1 is okay. I want to play bishop d3. That's fine. This is still equal. I should probably play knight f4 here. Rook f1 is okay. Yeah, this is where I made the losing move. Basically, I can make any move, but I incorrectly thought my knight was attacked, but it's not. So the engine plays like king g2. And then the problem for him is if he takes twice on e6, then I can fork his rooks. So he's not really threatening anything. If I am worried about bishop takes e6, I can just play knight f4, and that's equal. So basically this is just equal. And he had about an hour left, maybe more, and I had like 2 minutes. So I played the rest of the game very badly. But the exchange sacrifice was unnecessary. And then I should have played knight h5. I should never have played knight c to d8, and I played it twice. Then I played it again, which is really bad. And the reason it's bad is I totally didn't realize I'm giving up the a file. And once his rook infiltrates, I just lose. And my knight on c6 is obviously stopping rook a7. And with my knight on c6, if he takes and tries to get his rooks over here, my e-pawn's pretty strong. But okay, after the move I played is just terrible. Yeah, now I'm just losing. So I took with the knight, and I thought everything was like the same, but then he went here. And his rook just comes in, and I can't defend. I can't threaten anything either. I can't make any threats. And I went down pretty quickly, unfortunately. Yeah, and then here I resigned, because I just lose my c-pawn. I take back, he plays king f6, and then rook a4, and I just dead loss now. Computer says he's +4. Yeah, I went down pretty fast there. That's what she said. So I had built up a strategically winning position, threw it away in time trouble. Then I threw it away again. And that's my big weakness the last few years is I get in time trouble more than I used to, and I play much worse when I'm in time trouble. So if I can avoid time trouble, I'm pretty good, but I can't avoid time trouble. And then I don't play good. Ugh. Horrible. Now, the good news is, if you weren't here last stream, Karen was paired up 8 times. She played 2 sections up. And she got 6 draws and 2 losses, and she gained 118 rating points. So she was playing players, for the most part, 300 to 400 points higher than herself. And she had 2 positions where she was +8 and agreed to draws, reasons I don't understand. And but still gained a lot of rating points, so she's about 1,400 again. Anyway, that was my first loss on board 3, so that sucked. And so forth. All right, let's read the chat. Why'd you sack the exchange? 60 seconds of commercials. Bishop f1's better for black. Damn, this chat's just terrible. Play better. Stop sacking your queen. Play faster. 6 draws pretty good. Lost a lot of weight. Did Karen get her first GM norm? Stop sucking. First tournament. Plan, just play good moves. Do women's rating points mean the same as men's? Okay, good chat. How does Nerditsky have more viewers than me? What did I do wrong? Okay, so we'll go to the next game because I won that one. That was against Jacob Furfine. Or as the Chiffons would say, he's so furfine. Also for Feingold or something, I don't know. All right, so we'll go back to the beginning and we'll flip the board. All right, he's, I don't know, 2250 FIDE, 2300 USCF. I don't know. I think he lives in St. Louis. And I prepared before the game, which I tried to do this tournament. The pairings were normally up about 20 minutes before the round, and I would get them texted and or emailed to me as their system does. Then I go to my engine and prepare. And I noticed that Jacob Furfine liked to play the London, so I decided to play d6 on move 1, because then the bishop f4 doesn't make a lot of sense. And then after here, I figured he would still play the London or something, so I played bishop g4. I played this 30 years ago. I probably haven't played it since. But he didn't seem to know the opening, so he just sat there confused. So mission accomplished. Just like Bush or whoever said that. That's right, Fur Feingold. That's right. Lives not in St. Louis. Plays a lot in St. Louis. He had a St. Louis chess set, my opponent. Yeah. Do you have a thought process? I usually think, man, Karen's looking pretty good. I'm going to tap that later. That's usually what I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. So he played e3, which is a bit meek. It's sort of boring. Okay. And so we got some kind of opening where I'm down a tempo because I've played d6 and d5, but his play's pretty innocuous and my bishop's outside the pawn structure. So I'm basically playing a Torre attack in reverse down 2 tempi, confusing the audience. So I'll show you what I mean. Imagine I was white in a Torre attack. You guys can imagine that. Okay. So like this is the position we had in the game, and it's white's move. And imagine black plays here and moves again. That's the game that I had with colors reversed. So same position, but yeah, bam. Okay, so I should be doing okay. All right, he put it in H. Queen C2 I thought was not a good move. And then he played a move I thought was really bad, but it's not. But I thought it was really bad when he played it. It's not bad, it's fine. E4. And now I went into 2 really big things. The first was maybe 20 minutes, and the second was 40 minutes, or vice versa, whichever is funnier. And my super engine on my computer says I played perfect, but I was just changing my mind a lot and confused. So here, I thought a long time about taking on e4 and then playing bishop to g6. And then I thought a long time about playing bishop g6. And then I thought a long time about playing e5. And I analyzed a lot. And eventually, I played bishop g6, which is the best move. He obviously plays bishop to d3. And now I thought forever. And I looked at e5, de4, and dc4 like forever. And I played the engine move. And I analyzed many variations really deep. And I just didn't like them. Even variations where I'm threatening mate. And I just couldn't get a position that I liked. The problem is, if I play e5, and we trade on e5 like a million times, and I take with the queen threatening mate, plays f4, and after queen d4 check, king moves, he's discovering on my queen, and I couldn't make that work. Also, it doesn't work. That's why I couldn't make it work. So I kept analyzing. I didn't like anything. And when he played e4, I was like, that's dumb. I'm going to play e5 at some point, have a good position. But I couldn't make it work. So there's nothing wrong with e4. It's fine. So I took on c4 and played e5. And that's actually the engine's choice. And this position, probably black's a little bit better because white's pawn structure is going to get compromised. And white's pieces aren't very active. I'm not sure what the best move is, what he did or d5. Probably about the same, just different kinds of positions. And I want to take with the queen and threaten mate, but after f4, queen d4, check king h2, I couldn't make anything work because this discovered attack is coming. So I took with the bishop. And I wasn't happy about my decisions because they weren't my original decisions. And I was changing my mind a lot. Usually that just means I'm playing bad. But here I got lucky because my decisions were correct. And over the next 5 moves, my opponent played quite badly. Although the engine slightly prefers black here. Slightly. And he probably should play f4, then bishop d4 check. But he played rook e1. And now I want to stop f4. So I played knight h5, although the engine plays rook here to put pressure here. And he made a bad move. Actually, it's not a bad move. He played g3. And I played rook to d8. And yeah, the engine says black's better here because his pawn structure is pretty bad. Isolated pawns here. His bishop's pretty bad. And my pieces are really good. They're all real active. So it's just not a good position for him. And he went down really fast. That's what she said. King g2. Well, obviously, if you ever play f4, e5 is g3 is hanging. So king g2 is sort of a safe move because it protects both of these pawns. Bishop d4 is no longer check. So king g2 makes some sense. Queen d6 attacking his bishop. And I also want to sack on g3. Bishop g3, queen g3 check. Roar! All kinds of noises. So he defended both. And yeah, his rook is a little iffy. Yeah, his position doesn't make a lot of sense anymore. Yeah, his position's just bad. Always repeat. Now he wants to play f4. And now he blundered. And this was actually a very funny part of the game that you don't get to know unless I tell you. And when you play online, you never get to know. But I wasn't playing online. And I was playing the game, so I'm going to tell you. My opponent blundered material here, although the engine says he's lost because his rook's on h4, which is ridiculous. And my bishop on d4 is great, and his e4 pawn is weak, and can't move any of his pieces. Position's terrible. But anyway, he blundered here material, and when I was taking the material, he was very confused. It seemed like he thought I was blundering, so he just miscalculated something. Just procrastination subscribed. You should have subscribed later so you could procrastinate. Yeah. How's the knight on a5 good? I assume you mean h5. Knight h5 is great. I can play knight f4. Okay, so he blundered bishop e2. Not sure why he played that move. And I just take the pawn. The pawn's hanging. Just a hanging pawn. So his queen's overworked because it's defending these two things. So if he takes with the knight and... I didn't see queen takes h4. That's pretty nice. I was going to take this. This wins. Queen takes h4 is a really nice move. I didn't see that. Wow. I wonder if I would have seen it in the game. I don't think so. I would have just taken this and won. Wow. Queen takes h4. This is the idea. That's really nice. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's even better than what I was going to do. Okay. He took with the rook. I don't know. Just take all his pieces. And I think he thought I was going to play rook takes knight, bishop f3. And this is actually better for white. So I guess like in his mind, I thought I was winning the exchange in a pawn, which I am, and then I missed bishop f3. And I'm pinned and attacked and kung fu. So probably he thought I missed bishop f3. I guess. I didn't talk to him about it after the game. But I don't play rook takes knight. I play bishop takes bishop. When I did that, he was like shocked. Like his face was like, what? So I don't know I guess he missed that. I don't know what he missed. So now he's just down a lot of material. It's just a ridiculous position. So he resigned. So that was a pretty easy game, except I thought forever about bishop g6 and dc4. Otherwise, I didn't think very much. I played sort of normal. And I outplayed him, and it looked good. But it wasn't easy because I was thinking and very confused, as per usual. Yeah. And so forth. So, I don't know what he missed. I guess he missed bishop b2, I think. I don't know. Because he looked really confused when I took on e4. Yeah, confusing the audience. Whoa, with the cap on, that makes it harder. Wow, I'm thinking about making that joke. Who can I tell that joke to? I can tell that joke to a lot of people, but not on the stream. And by a lot of people, I mean like 4 people in the world. Like Aviv. Tell Aviv. All right. Terrible. Justin Bieber. Consecutive pawn moves. Oh, God. Terrible. Okay. I'll show you one more game and then I'll go home. My easiest game with Tianqi Wang. I guess it's pronounced Wong, but I'm not doing that. And we call him Steve. Lives in Charlotte, I think. Unless he doesn't. And I was white. He's, 2370 USCF. Maybe. I don't know. 2340 FIDE. Something like that. I played him before, and we played 100 million moves, and I won a drawn endgame, which he was not happy about. And I was worse most of the game. But that was in Charlotte at Peter's old chess center. They moved to a nicer location, I heard. I haven't been to the newer one. Our good friend Peter Giannatos. Or as he's known via email, Peter Giant Anus. It's a different, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Didn't play the last 2 rounds. Yeah, I withdrew. Played enough. Okay. So this was round, carry the 1, 5. Queen c2 Nimzo, my bread and butter. Although I guess now it's my bread and vegan butter and vegan bread. And this position, I could talk about for hours for obvious reasons. The main move for many, many years was a3, which I've never played. e4 is almost as common, maybe. I've played e4. And I normally play knight f3 here, but I used to play bishop g5. And then I lost horribly about 30 years ago and I stopped. But now I've started playing it again because I forgot about that game 30 years ago. So, but knight f3 is what I normally play, and I occasionally play e4. Now I'm occasionally playing bishop g5. Okay, he thought a long time on every move. And he played sort of passive. Okay, never play f3. Here I decided to castle queenside because he played h6. And, well, I haven't decided to castle queenside yet, but when he played d5, I did. d5 is just a bad move. Because you're playing a queen's gambit declined structure, but you've played bishop to b4. You don't really want to trade. You don't want to go back because that loses the tempo. So he's played h6. So now when I castle queenside and I play for my kingside attack, h6 helps me because I get to play g5 and attack things. So I ended up castling queenside. And the problem that he had was a psychological problem because we talked about the game afterwards. And being my usual effervescent self, I said, man, you played terrible. And he was like, yeah, this opening's no good because I've played h6. So he thought his position was worse than it actually is. Bishop e7 doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm not sure why he did that. And then I just have a free attack. His attack's not as good. And here I thought a long time and played bishop f2, which I think is the best move. Because I want to play h4, obviously. And I think the bishop's better on f2, because I defend this, and I can play knight g3. If my bishop's on g3, I can't play knight g3. The one downside is if I play h4, g5, and open the h-file, I can't play queen h2 as quickly. But I figured that might not happen. So, okay, now he played a very bad move. And when the game ended, I said, that was a very bad move. You should play c4, which is explosive. And he said, whenever he plays over a game where there's opposite side castling and a queen's gambit, he said c4 is always wrong, so I didn't play it. Now, he might be right, but what he did got no counterplay. c4, bishop c6, b5, b4. You got to get counterplay. He traded on d4, but now he's got nothing. He's all talking a badge. And here I come. You can ask Karen, she'll tell you, I'm coming, right? And when I'm coming, you ain't going to stop me. There's a lot of force there. h4? Okay, so at this point in the game, I went up to the arbiter, and I said, excuse me, we're not allowed to text during the game. And he said, well, obviously. And I said, however, I want to ask for a dispensation. And he's like, what does that mean? So I got a different arbiter. And I said, and he said, yeah. And I said, I want to text Ginger GM because I'm about to play h4. And he was like, all right. So I actually texted Ginger GM in this position. And I said, here, I sent him a picture. I said, here comes Harry. Okay. Now here, he totally confused me. Everything he did was nonsensical to me. Also, the engine agrees with me. He played knight e8. I didn't know why. So I played h4. And he played knight c7. I didn't know why. So I played g5. I thought he would accept my pawn sacrifice opening the h-file, which is not good. I mean, I'm just crushing him there. And then he played knight e6. And I was like, what? So this maneuver is really bad. He's losing 3 tempi and I'm mating him. And the engine says everything wins for white now. And I decided against taking on h6, which the computer says is the best move. And I played f4, which is also winning. Position doesn't make any sense. So, all right. And, here we come. Yeah. So I have an attack and he doesn't. So I'm just completely winning because, he's got nothing. He's all talking a badge. Let's see what they say here. This is the game I was sitting next to you. Nice. Were you playing Shabalov? And you were white and a Sicilian? And you drew a rook and pawn ending? It was 2 rooks and a knight? Also, who are you? Yeah. Didn't I coach you like 10 years ago in the World Youth? Yeah, I know who you are. Come on, I'm kidding. All right. I knew who you were before you were born. Yeah, in that World Youth, you hung your queen, like knight e7 check winning your queen. Come on. What's wrong with you? Okay, it was 6-7 years ago, but so what? All right. Yeah, no? Okay. Darn. Yeah, I got him good. Shots fired. No, you're the best. I'm just kidding. Man, you had a good tournament. You drew Shabba Dabba Ding Dong, and then you drew somebody else and beat somebody else. You're not as bad as you play. Yeah. Ryan C3043 subscribed. Hooray. Exactly. All right, so this position is no good. There's good and there's no good. There's no good for him. Yeah. Deleted Shabalov's technique from my memory. Correct. Yeah. Take my money. What's Bala's rating? 2,400. Okay, so he gave away his bishop. The engine agrees on chess.com because I'll take on h5 otherwise. Yeah, and this is just me wrapping it up. This is the wrap it up button. Okay, always play king b1. Good. Knight e2 is a good move. Here comes knight f4, knight g3, threatening mate, taking a free pawn. Okay. So this is actually very funny. He played bishop e8, and I thought he missed knight h5, although, not matter. I mean, I'm winning. It doesn't matter what he does. And I took an h5, and he resigned. And I said, did you miss knight h5? And he goes, no. Now, for you at home, then we'll get to the good stuff. But for you at home, takes with a pawn, I take his queen. If he takes with a queen, I take his rook. Okay. He said, I thought in this position I could play rook to d7. And I didn't know what you would do. And then I saw you could just take my knight and play knight f6 check. And I was like, yeah. So then he realized he couldn't play rook d7, so he resigned. And if he plays rook f7, I can just take the rook if I want, because if he takes with the bishop, knight f6 check. Takes with the queen, I still play knight f6 check. Thanks for the subscription, Iv Krush or V or something. Anyway, when the game ended, I said, well, this is the move I thought you had to play, knight d7. And he was like, oh. And then I explained to him, you still can't take with the pawn, you still can't take with the queen, and you can't take my queen because I'll play knight takes. So it's not a huge threat, so I can just play bishop d6. And then he was like, oh. So I showed him after knight d7, I play bishop d6. Computer says I'm +8. Yeah. But okay, he resigned here. I'm +7 here. So I'm up 2 pawns and I have a better position. So, yeah. If it's my move, I could play queen takes f8 if I want, knight f6 check. Not sure why I'd want to, but I could. Also, queen takes rook wins. Queen takes, knight f6 check, then knight takes d5 discovered check, winning his queen. So he's down 2 pawns and he's getting crushed. So that was one of my easier games after I got my attack going. He didn't defend well. 250 centitudes, my first centitude donation, and I mean ever. Also, Stone Firm subscribe, thank you. So yeah, that was maybe my best game because I think I played pretty well and went pretty easy. And also, it took the sting out of losing to Nizhnik because I won in round 1, which was Wednesday night, and then I won Thursday morning and I lost Thursday night. This was on a Friday, and I went 2-0, which is unusual. So now I had 4 out of 5. So the next game I played like a 3,000 rated player, which we'll look at in the next stream. That's enough for this stream. 3 of my games to the World Open. But yeah, the 2 that I won were pretty good. 34 moves and 30 moves, and sort of in dominating fashion against, people that I should be, but normally I wouldn't because I'm so old and weak. So 4 out of 5 is good. I'm sure if I had beaten Nizhnik, which wasn't going to happen, I was winning, but then I would have played like 4,000 rated player, 5,000. So I still wouldn't have more than 4 out of 5. That would be the best I would have. I'd be playing Laquan Lim and Jeffrey Shang, and they'd have to, get a bib because they're drooling so much playing me. Yeah. If you want to know what the hardest was, you got to ask Karen. Yeah. Like a freshman. What? What's my live rating now? No, 1,200. That's right. Yeah. Chess and Onions understands. Yeah. Go Mubat. They're tight. Mubat and Trying to Learn are in cahoots. It's correct. Yeah, 4 out of 5 isn't bad. Yeah. No, 1 minute of Nick Jonas dance sounds good. Exactly. Why did I withdraw? Old, tired, didn't want to play anymore. Man, that was great withdrawing. I got to hang out, get some Starbucks, watch the other games. That was nice. Not playing. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, King E8 was good. Yeah. I think I like Beyond Burger more, but they're both good. All right, I got 300 viewers. Yay. You got 5 out of 9 at the World Open. Very good trying to learn. Yeah. When you withdraw, do you automatically lose the rest of your games? Well, there isn't the rest of your games because you withdrew. So there is no more games. So when I withdraw, that's like somebody who didn't go to the tournament. Like they're not playing and I'm not playing. So there is no rest of the games. So I got 4.5 out of 7, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. Rounds 8 and 9 didn't happen. I wasn't in the tournament. Randy Savage just subscribed. Good old wrestling Randy Savage. Very good. But can he beat, the guy from Cobb County? What was that guy's name? Sergeant Slaughter? Was he from Cobb County? Who was from Cobb County? Was it Sergeant Slaughter? Who was it? Yeah, Kramer taking karate. That's right. No, I didn't win any prize money. No. Go Randy Savage. My jokes do suck, and they're the best. Yay, European beers. The second best kind of beers after American. Go Randy Savage. That's right, brother. Losing to children as tough as it sounds. I don't think so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm losing viewers by the dozens. Anyway, every day I get up at 7 in the morning or earlier because, Karen's pretty frisky. No, because we have to come to chess camp and we have to get here at 8. And sometimes I pick up Spencer. And then we're here from 8 to, 5, 6. Then we had dinner. Then I came back and gave a chess lesson. And then I started streaming. So I want to go home. And then New York's going to be worse work-wise. I'm going to get to the Marshall Chess Club 9:45 every day. And I'll leave at 5. And I'll be like teaching instead of like taking a nap. Because those kids are all good. And we're teaching. So it's 6 hours of teaching a day for 4 days. And then the camp ends Thursday at 5 next week in New York. My flight's at 8:30 out of LaGuardia. I get home at 11. To the airport. I'll be home at midnight. And then I got to wake up at 7 a.m. and come here Friday for our chess camp. And then the next week. Yay. So there's 5 chess camps here in the summer. We're doing the 3rd one now. I'll miss most of the 4th one. I'll be in New York teaching a chess camp. And then I'll be here for the 5th one. And then I'm visiting my family in Michigan. And where else are we going? We're going somewhere. I guess not. We're going somewhere. Oh, yeah, we're going to Sinkfield Cup. Karen and I are going to go for rounds like 6 and 7. We'll be there 3 or 4 days, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at the end of the Sinkfield Cup. I believe it's August 22nd to 25th. That's a change from what I told you last time because of issues with the kids and stuff in school and complicated. So we will be at the Sinkfield Cup, me and Karen, watching sort of the middle end of the tournament, round 6 and 7-ish. Yeah, so we're doing that too. Damn, busy. You should set up Patreon. Americans, Germans, not so good. American craft beer, correct. Yeah, American craft beer is good, I agree. I'm hearing no Sunday classes again ever? What? That's not true. I'm not teaching this Sunday because I'm in New York, so I have a good excuse. Spencer's going to teach this Sunday. There's going to be Sunday classes this Sunday. Spencer's teaching them. Then, let's see, the next Sunday. Yeah, there's classes the next Sunday. Yeah. Then we're having a 2-day tournament. No, there's Sunday classes. I'll teach them sometime. Spencer will. You've been misinformed, and you're the one who comes to them. What? No, we got the Sunday classes. They were good. Yeah. Recap of my schedule. I'm going to New York Sunday. That's my schedule. All right, I've been on for about an hour. That's as long as I can last. That's what she said. By about 60 times. Yeah. U.S., France. Oh, too complicated. Let's see. Now, more importantly, who should I raid? Probably Chess Coach Net, although it could be Japanese Tutor. I think it's going to be Chess Coach Net. Let's raid him. I got to go to sleep. Chess Coach Net. Raid Chess Coach Net. Did I spell it right? Chess Coach Net. Yeah. Losing is learning. Buying thanks. Free Britney. New York is a heap. Yeah, I agree. All right. See you guys tomorrow night with rounds 6 and 7. Bye.